man, it's an honor. It's it's a privilege, when you go into an arena and you hear your name, it's a credit to all the people that are around me. I'm just very grateful. Get back to it. I had to take some time settling in there, getting back to it, and after my last 2 fights, my coach Herbert said, "Don't let your old ghost chase you," right? So I think I let that happen a little bit. Andrew Sanchez is a very good fighter, vet, smart, great corner. Like I was like battling his corner and listening to mine at the same time, which was pretty cool. But I was happy we were able to play that match, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be back in there.
In a weird way of looking at it, when we spoke this week, you said you were going to remind the division just about how dominant you are. Isn't that also a showing of dominance where maybe you didn't start as much as great and fast as you'd like, but you can close the show just like that?
Yes, I appreciate you. Yeah, I was praying before the fight. I was praying. I said, God, just let me show me who I am and let me show who you are through me. And man, we all fall short in life, and like it's cool. Like God gives you that many chances. Like that's why He died on the cross for our sins. And I think you take that into a fighting perspective. Like you look at our old fights, like our old shortcomings, right? And you got to remember who you are. I kept hearing them say 1-1-2, 1-1-2, and I heard it, but I wasn't seeing it, and I just had to trust it, right? And sometimes you just got to go forward and trust it without even before you see it, and it worked. It worked clean, and I'm very grateful. But to your point, yeah, to me that is dominance. So I think it's also dominance in your mind, like saying I don't care how round 1, 2, the whole year went. Just watch when it's over.
When you face a veteran like Andrew Sanchez, and you have that mentality of you're going to remind the division, how do you feel coming out of this about where your place is in a very active and busy division?
Man, I'm grateful. We'll see what we do next year. Whether it's tournament or show, like the Champion Series. But I want to stay active for sure. Got great things going on in my life. God's really blessed me. But what you saw today will pale in comparison to what you'll see in the future.
Very sorry for that. And then, Impa, just because I've been able to follow your career for so long, what's next for Impa outside? We know about the refinery. I know your parents were in town this week. I know what it means to get this win in your backyard. Yeah. What's next for Impa the person?
Man, Impa the person. So I'm going to spend some time, go to California, just enjoy some time out there. Spend time with my family and the people that I love. God's really blessed me with a great crew. Obviously, see Joanna over here and everybody, but they walked me through some challenging times, right? And as we step forward to better, I'm really stoked. In the process of starting with Ernst & Young, it's one of the big 4 accounting firms, so November 12th is supposed to be my start date, so I just got to finish up some things. And God willing, everything finishes through, but I'll be in consulting and doing finance, so I'll be doing that while I'm fighting. So I'll be active for sure. I'm going to start studying tomorrow. One of my best friends in the world who's going to be here today, Joseph Howell, it was his birthday yesterday, and he had to leave, but man, wouldn't be here without him. He wouldn't be here without him. He's helped my life in so many ways, so shout out to you, Joe. Hopefully you get this video. I'm just so grateful for the people in my life. I'm going to talk to my trainers, get some lunch with them, dinner. They walked with me through some really, really challenging times, and they never let me stop, so I appreciate it.
Very good. Impa, obviously, first off, congrats on your victory. Good
Thank
seeing
you.
you again, my man. Obviously, you're a man of faith, right? Don't get too high, don't get too low. Mm-hmm. But what is new to your confidence to go out there and put a stamp on a performance like this?
Man. Well, it's funny, right? Because you're like, yeah, I got to finish. And your coach is like, what were you doing for 14 minutes and whatever? But it challenges me to be much more disciplined and better, right? I had a great nutritionist, Lucas Catapreta. We're working with him. He's been a big blessing in my camp in this life. And just like seeing, I believe there's so much more to me as a fighter, right? And, working with Herbert on the ground, I felt comfortable. I had a feeling Sanchez would get tired. So I didn't stress. I didn't try to do anything crazy. Just stick with it. Listen to my coaches. Before, maybe I would have done crazy stuff. So just to do that, it's like a B, B+, but I know we can go so much better. So it challenges my confidence because I know we can be that much better.
Now, it seemed like, he was really wanting to initiate the grappling. You really did a good job with fighting the hands, scraping him off with the cage there.
Thank you.
Was that something that you knew coming in, that he was going to enforce that side of things? Or how was the game plan really coming against this guy?
I study opponents. When I studied him, he's an accomplished wrestler, Division II champion, and a 6-time, world champion in jiu-jitsu. So he's like grappling. But right here you see Herbert Burns, amazing trainer, coach. He'll make me do this one drill over and over. And I'm like, Herbert, we go on to the next thing. He's like, do it again. But then you realize when you're on the ground, it's like, it almost felt like we were drilling. Really, I was like, okay, to be mindful because he can punch here. We talked about it. Shout out to my team at Hyder Khan. He fights on the PFL Europe side. And he's in Dubai, fought all those cards in the Belfast card. Excellent training partner. Guys like Aaron Jeffrey. I've just been through those rounds and rounds of people. So I figured he wanted to initiate the grappling because it's a strong suit of his, but he did pretty good striking too. He was landing that jab. I had to see it. I know he wanted to land that right hand, so I was trying to see it. But overall, he's a really good fighter with great coaching, and I'm glad we got the victory.
Last one for me. Obviously, you won the title a little bit higher of a weight class. How's the body been adjusting at 185? Obviously, you fought here before, but how's been the adjustment like coming back down and having really a full year or a full season in this weight class?
Feel good to be back at 85. I saw my coach. I feel like I can go to 72. Coach D thinks I'm crazy. I feels good to be back, right? I ran into Dovlet this weekend, right? Some of these guys are bigger, but I still fight anybody. Heavyweight, Francis, where you at? You know, like it doesn't matter to me. A fight's a fight. But I do really feel good at 85, and this is probably the best I've ever felt, body-wise, head to my toes, everything, mentally, physically, spiritually. So it's a huge credit though. Like my trainers after every fight, good win or loss, they've always given me the honest truth of what I could do to get better. And I'm that kind of guy, man. I could do whatever, eat whatever, and go train. But in order to hit that next level too, I had to have people myself. We brought in Lucas, Dr. Preta, and he's been amazing. Like he was like, eat, sit down and eat. I was walking around, I was like, why aren't you eating? So it's been a big blessing. So back at 85, and I say I'm not back. I'm better than I ever was. I'm looking forward to getting better between whatever time I fight again, and you'll see, be a lot better.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
170, are you kidding about that, or is that?
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding at all. I think I could do it. I try to be a little bit more disciplined with some things, but I'll talk to my trainers, do the test with Dr. Peacock, who's amazing too. Shout out to him. Jonathan Logan, always challenging my discipline. You don't get a fight forever, right? And I mean, I fought at 70 before. If you're the most obedient version of yourself, the most disciplined version of yourself, is something fun to see. And I think it would challenge me. It'd be a challenging in my training, it'd be a challenging in my life and fights, but there's so many different guys to fight from 70 to heavyweight. So I want to test those limits of the human potential.
Yeah. Is there a chance that your next fight is at 70, or you think that's something for?
I don't know. I have to talk to my trainers. They're probably going to yell at me after this, but but probably 85. We'll see. But if there's an opportunity, I'll be dialed in.
And I'm assuming you want in on the next tournament.
Tournament or show super fight series. I mean, you see what's this? Maybe the winner of Fabian and Dalton will fight for the title. If I can fight who's next, and stay in that line to fight for the title. Fight Johnny again, then that'd be a great matchup. Right, that's a fight that I really, really love. And I mean, he did great last fight, obviously till the end. Saul Steen is here today, excellent champion, a friend of mine. But either one of those guys I'd love to fight, whether it's Dalton or Fabian. But whatever the PFL shakes it up, they know I'll be ready when my name is called.
Well, what do you prefer, the championship series or those?
You're getting me stuck there. What do I prefer? I prefer the tournament because you stay active, for sure, because you can fight back to back to back and do that. But it'd be nice to fight like twice in a year. I mean, last year I fought 5 fights. The year before I fought 5 fights. This year I fought twice. So I want to really show the best version of myself, and maybe me spreading it out will be a little bit better. So I like the tournament, to answer your question, and it'll be preferred. But it might be better for me to do the Champion Series. We'll see what they say.
And how do you see the division shaking out? So obviously we'll see the final in a bit, and then you got Marcelo waiting for the winner, and Johnny Evans as well, the player. How do you think it's all going to shake out in the final months?
Man, it's a good fight in the final. Dalton talks, but he's not a bad fighter. You know, he finds a way to win. Fabian's a sharpshooter. He's been in the championship fights before. I do see Fabian getting it. We'll see. That's a good fight between Fabian and Costello. It's an interesting fight between Dalton and Costello, if that's the case. Maybe the runner-up fights Johnny goes up, but I like to throw my name in the hat too. I believe I won that first fight, and a lot of the world says it's split, whatever. But I mean, they're both excellent champions in regard. Johnny and Costello. Fabian's an excellent fighter, so is Dalton. Obviously, that's why they're here tonight. But I'd like to be next in line. If it's a fight or two to fight for the middleweight title, I'd be honored.
Last question for me. So it seems that Costello's saying he's going to get the winner of this fight. That he
Okay.
wants to get the winner. So it looks like maybe not an immediate rematch with Johnny Evans. Would you be interested in fighting?
Johnny, let's do it. Let's do it for sure. I'd be honored if Johnny's down to do it, and you know, I'd be honored to have that fight again. Make it a 5-rounder. Let's do a real title contender fight. If it's 3, it's 3, but I'm ready to go. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
So, just curious, what was it like being here again, fighting here? The crowd was on your side and all. What was that all like?
That's a big honor. You know, when you're a kid and you see people fight or something, or you come up and fight, you hear somebody's name being chanted. That's a different kind of feeling, right? It's like you never let it get to your head, but you're always just grateful that people come out to support you, especially in your hometown. I was born in Fort Lauderdale, grew up in Okeechobee, Florida, all over here, and then the South and North Carolina. But like, Florida's a special place to me, and to come back here after losing the fight in Saudi, losing the last one to Fabian, both excellent fighters, and if Fabian pulls it together tonight, champion as well. But maybe some people want to take time off. I never do. I want to get back to it, right? I would have fought on the Charlotte card and this one if they'd have let me. But, man, it's an honor. Got a lot of people that I love in that crowd, people who walk with me through some, like I said, challenging times, and here we are. Here we are. And I say I'm not back. I'm better than I ever was, and I'm looking forward to improving from this point on.
Last one for me. You actually answered, I think. You don't want to take any time off. Are you going to do any bike riding or anything somewhere?
Do some traveling. I'll do a motorcycle ride to the Keys. That'd be fun. And then maybe hopefully get to shoot like a motorcycle film with some guys. So that'd be fun. Maybe go like to Baja, California. So that'd be good.
First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
Kind of talked about discipline, so I'm kind of curious, what role has discipline played in your development as an athlete and as a person?
Yeah, discipline's been a big teacher, right? It's like a great mirror. To me, it's like when you lack it, it shows you what you're lacking. Easily, it doesn't care. But when you stick with it, you can have the faith no matter what negative thoughts come in your mind, right? So I've always been a pretty calm fighter, and I've never really had negative thoughts before a fight. And it was weird this time. I was like, oh, that's weird, like just like different things. But I could trust in my faith, most importantly, in Christ, and then my discipline. And Herbert would tell me, he's like, hey, don't let the old ghost chase you. Don't think about the past, right? And I think when you have discipline, you can look at those ghosts and say, I know I've done my job. It'll come through.
Yeah, you talk about faith, so you've spoken about it. How does it influence your career? Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, faith is everything, man. Like, faith is cool because, like I was listening to a song by Brandon Lake. It's called Daddy's DNA, right? And it just talks about like the prodigal son story a little bit. And what I like about it is like I felt that way, right? Like you win the title 2023, you have a pretty solid 24, and you kind of lose yourself in the process. I mean, like not really trash talking, but just within yourself. I don't go to church as much. I'm always traveling. But you got to be so disciplined that. And then it's easy just to run from God and just think that you're the one doing it. And then he'll remind you, right? And then not in a bad way. I was really grateful for that because if I didn't lose my last 2 fights, maybe I would have ruined my life. I don't know. Yeah, I've been running around on a motorcycle doing whatever, but not some hardened dude, some gangster, not me at all. But I just think it's easy to forget who gave you the blessings in life, right? And if you don't give the glory back to God, you can really, really lose yourself in it. And I think I was for a while. So, but it's so cool how much like God like accepts you right back. Like you're unconditionally loved, so you can be free. And that gives you the freedom to fight. You're never going to be perfect in life. You're never going to always have the right answer, but I always recognize that like he loves you unconditionally. And that's why I always want this platform to be. I say MMA is my ministry. So it brought me back. It brought me back for sure. And like it'll slap you in the face when you get knocked out by 2 people. So you want to do something right. But faith also lets you know, even if you fell short, you can step back in that cage in any arena of life, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, and last question. When you're walking out of the ring, what was going through your mind?
Man, the song, so I was in Cuba not long ago, and they just have fun. These people out here, like, some people might not ever get the chance to fight, but they work harder than anybody you've ever seen. They have nothing. And I was just grateful. The song it's called Purificame. It's just like talking about God purifies you. And I felt like that's what it was. It's like a purification process this past year. So I always like pick a song that like honors God, but also a song that just like speaks to my heart. And hopefully somebody in the crowd, most people here speak Spanish in South Florida, right? So I figured it'd be something that they can listen to on their own too. But when I was going in that cage and I heard my name and I was like, man, like God, like I was praying as I was walking the cage if you see the video, but I was saying, God, remind me of who I am, but more importantly, remind those of who you are through me. And it just felt good just to be free. And then he punched me in the face, punched him back, and we got into it. And I told my trainers, like, I wanted to feel it a little bit. They should have waited as long, but fought a really good opponent, and I just felt free again.